Hello, hello. You can hear me, right? Good. We start in a second. Just have to start the slides. Enjoy the first calm minutes, and soon things will go the way they are supposed to. Hi, nice to see you. Well, your names, and I'm Michael. Shouldn't we have met before? And thank you for taking the time tonight. I try to keep it short. It's a topic you can explore in all piece later on afterwards. There's a lot of opportunity. And if there's anything, write in the chat. We have Miriam here who helps me because I'm sometimes not able to multitask. So you might have already seen someone. And let's see whether we have... No, we don't. So anyone among you who already has started learning with Smarter German, that would be nice. Just type it in the chat. I might not read what you write there at the moment, but I will always review it afterwards. And also we will have a couple of minutes at the end for Q&A. Yeah. And if you want to share from where you are, that's also always nice to know, whether you're in Germany or somewhere else. You don't have to write your full address and telephone number, please. But okay. Here we go. Today, I want to introduce you to a wonderful tool, which you might have already come across. I actually got to know this tool very early in my life in school. It's called Dictation, Diktat auf Deutsch. And I never, ever really liked it because it was associated with making mistakes and being judged for it, graded. And as a child, this is something you really, really don't like. And I wasn't too bad at it at one point when I grew older, but in the early years, I always had like a very below average rate on German dictations, funny enough. And I coincidentally actually recovered this tool a couple of years back and realized how powerful it is if you take all the psychological pressure out of it and make this rather something that rewards your efforts. So today I present the dictations to you and the way we make use of it in Smarter German, maximum 20 minutes, I'm pretty sure. And I have a special offer for you because you invest lifetime. And then we have 10-15 minutes of Q&A, depending on how much you want to ask. You can always reach me afterwards as well. Yeah, I'm not out of the world. These are the 3 questions I want to answer tonight. And if you're ready, let's get started. Okay, half of you are already studying with Smarter German. That's interesting. So you actually might already know a lot about this, but maybe there's a little bit of the background. So the first question is, what are dictations? It's basically what I think Americans call transcriptions. You listen to an audio source and you write down what you hear exactly. Yeah. And I actually want to try this. I don't think you can hear the audio, but I would like you to open a Word document or something where you can type 2 sentences. I will read 2 sentences to you and you will try to type them or write them by hand. Everybody ready? Take 10 seconds to do so. I just want you to test it. And I will read things twice. Yeah? So no stress, no panic. Nobody will judge you for it. I just want you to experience it. Even if you have done it already in my courses, always good to have a reality check. Good, here we go. The 2 sentences. And I will make a little pause after the first one. The first sentence is: Die Sonne scheint. Next sentence. Es ist ein schöner Tag. Let's take 3 sentences. Wie jeden Montag kommt der Gärtner Klaus Blumfeld zu der großen alten Villa am Ende der Stadt. There was a long sentence. I read all three one more time. These are the first three sentences of my online course, and I've heard them so often, I almost know the first chapter by heart. Okay, now that I read it again, you are allowed to fill in any gaps, correct any mistake that you find, and now you have more capacity to find mistakes. Yeah, first time you write, you're so focused on listening that there's not much space, so you will make mistakes. Okay, correct your work. Die Sonne scheint. Es ist ein schöner Tag. Wie jeden Montag kommt der Gärtner Klaus Blumfeld zu dem großen alten Haus am Ende der Stadt. Now, I will type in the chat actually, give me a second, the correct version. You see a couple of users already type it in the chat, so here comes my version. And if you want, you put a full stop at the end. So this is what it should look like. Robert also has a perfect version of this, except the word großen, and there's a little mistake in the word Ende, but it's near perfect, Robert. So I just wanted you to get a little impression of this. Yeah, if you make many mistakes or you struggle with understanding, that's perfectly normal. If you haven't had any training, listening is one of the most difficult things to do. Now let's take a look at how to actually get used to this, how to make beautiful use of this to improve your German. Yeah, here you see I only took 2 sentences actually, and this is also the translation of this. In order to get better at a dictation and to benefit from it, you need to prepare what you are writing. Yeah, writing German out of thin air is for someone who is advanced. So near the end of B1, in B2 level, you can very likely just recognize any word and write it down more or less correctly. There's always little bits in the language that can cause an error, but in general, after several months of learning, you're able to do so. In the beginning, this is nearly impossible because you have to get used to it, you have to prepare. And you need to be kind to yourself. If you punish yourself for making mistakes, you are in for a lot of suffering. That's not only true for dictations, but for everything. Gentleness to yourself in the learning process will get you very, very far and will improve your German. And last but not least, dictation can be quite a lot of handling stuff. Yeah, if you write on a piece of paper, you need to play the audio, then you need to type it, then you need to correct what you have, you need to compare it to the original. There's a little bit of organization to be done, which if you work with Smarter German, we do for you. And the perfect tool is something I want to really quickly show to you. It's a video, 3 minutes. I hope this works. I have never used video in a presentation. Let me know in the chat. Miriam will tell me whether it shows. Yeah, and after that, I'll be back. I'm here all the time, so if there's something, I hope I can still see the chat. The video starts. This is how we do dictations at Smarter German. Now let me demonstrate the Smarter German dictation tool with great thanks to Henry Heberle, who programmed this thing. A masterpiece. It's very easy. All you have to do when you're prompted to write a dictation is click into this little box. Stay alert here. The umlauts are written like this, O/, which is very easy to access. It's above the 7 on my keyboard. Check out where it is on yours. And here's a couple of shortcuts. Control space will play and pause the audio. That's all you need to know. Further instructions are in the lesson. Here we go, one example.
Kapitel 1. Die Sonne scheint.
I'll just use 2 sentences as an example. You pause whenever you feel you can keep more information in your head, which is usually after 2-3 words. I'll make a few mistakes and also note that I will not put a full stop here. You can and should if you know that there's one, but it will not be counted as a mistake.
Es ist ein schöner Tag.
And see how the umlaut is added automatically. I just entered O and then this sign, and if you bring them together, it turns into an O umlaut. And I'll finish here. Once you've done that once, you rewind the audio and listen one more time to maybe find a couple of mistakes. It's always fine while you type. Your mind is so focused on typing and listening and not missing anything that of course you will make mistakes or miss mistakes. But now you're free from all the pressure. You just click play again and read along and correct whatever you can find.
Kapitel 1. Die Sonne scheint.
Die Sonne scheint. Let's say I realize Sonne should be capitalized because it's a noun.
Scheint. Es ist ein schöner Tag.
Es ist ein schöner Tag. Schön, SH doesn't exist in German. So you cannot hear everything, but that's also not important. You will, as you proceed with my course, know that it cannot be SH, it has to be SCH. Good. We stop here. You will write more, and then we compare. And the tool compares what you have written with how it should be. You see at this point it still corrects capitalization. I actually want to deactivate that because in the beginning it doesn't matter too much. If you don't want this to be counted, here's a total number of mistakes, so half of your text is wrong, you just click on the yellow and it will not count it as a mistake. Something like this shouldn't be clicked away because it's a mistake. As is, I see there's the mistake. Here's only capitalization. I click on it, mistake is gone. But as I said, the capitalization should be deactivated soon. Don't worry about it. So this way you instantly learn from your mistakes and it's very easy to use. And once you're done, all you do in my course is click this big red button on the top, complete and continue. If you're on a mobile, it doesn't say that, but it's a big red button. So just click it. And you go to the next lesson. This is only in the first lesson. And then you write it one more time because repetition is key.